Hello guys, today we'll be doing it. We'll be talking about why the Minions Rise of Gru. Everything wrong with animated movies nowadays. The movie of course isn't out yet, it won't be out until 2021. But the first Minions movie was not good. Okay? Yes, when I was younger I thought it was funny. But when I grew older, I started to realize that modern animated movies suck. They suck for the most part. Of course, Spider-Man and Spider-Verse was great, but that's like a needle in a haystack. Okay, people refused to watch Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse until it came out because of the reception of animated movies. And Minions is one of the movies that I think killed off animated movies as a whole. Minions, yes. These yellow things are very overrated. We all know they are. They're characters that are basically, you know, those simple type of characters that basically, your kids will get obsessed with and essentially fall in love with. Media has done these many, many times before. Ewoks, rabbits, and many more. And Minions won't be the last of them. There will probably be some new animated character fad, or some new character that is like a PG movie that will be basically appealing to the same audience as Minions. Heck, even Fall Guys could be like the Minions as well, if they really want to make Fall Guys into like them. But yeah, Minions The Rise of Gru will be another and this movie will probably still make back its money. Cause guess what? Every Despicable Me movie makes money. That's how it always has been. It'll probably still make $1 billion regardless of what I say about the movie. Because most of the audience, which again is most people under the age of 13, okay, are going to force their families to go see this. I was forced to go see this in the theaters as well, the first one. Okay? I was forced to see the first one. Of course, at the beginning, I did think it was funny the first few times. But when I started to realize that these jokes are not funny, the movie isn't funny, the jokes don't age at all, okay? Because modern animation is not funny. Of course, I have my guilty pleasure movies, for example, I went over the several guilty pleasure movies. But look at 2021 animation, it's sequels to movies that are not considered good, okay? Every modern animated movie trailer really, every modern animated movie really, another part of modern animated movies and Minions, especially in most animated movies now, if you look at every trailer of every animated movie, you can see that they're all formulaic. I know trailers are supposed to be formulaic and basically that, but every animated movie, they usually cut the trailer and put a few jokes in there. So when the next anime movies, the kids can force their families to see the next anime movie to hear these jokes. But I bet even kids are sick of seeing the jokes because look at the returns of animated movies that are not made by Disney or Pixar. They are flopping because nobody wants to hear these same 10 jokes over and over again. There's how many times they can hear yellow green things making fart noises every 2 seconds. Okay? Nobody wants to hear that. People want stories. People want a reason to watch a movie. Nobody wants to have a plotless movie with a bunch of jokes thrown in. And that's what the first Minions movie was. The plot was barely there. Most modern animated movies don't barely have a plot and just have excuses to tell bad jokes. Ugly Dolls, for example. Pets 2, for example. And of course, Spies in Disguise, as well as Onward. Most of these movies, and of course Scoob and Trolls World Tour, all of these movies have something in common that people don't like about them. The jokes. They sacrifice plot and story and character development, which is what present in most of the quote greatest animated movies. Even the first Despicable Me movie. Yes, there were jokes in the first Despicable Me movie, but the first Despicable Me movie had something that Minions, The Rise of Gru and Minions and Despicable Me 3 lacked. A story, character development, a villain that people like, and everything else. Minions The Rise of Gru will have a bland villain that has very bland motivations. The characters will be boring, most of the side characters. And yeah, if you look at animated movies, the greatest animated movies of all time, what do they all have in common? Well, guess what? It isn't the Boss Baby. It isn't Minions. Despite those movies making way more money than the other ones, you don't see those movies here. You always see the movies that actually tell a story. And yes, I may not like some of these movies like The Incredibles or Up, but at least they're still better than Ugly Dolls and Frozen 2, or or at least Incredibles 1 is still better and more passable, or the Lego Movie 1 is still more passable than its sequel. The Lego Movie 2 also sacrificed plot and character development for jokes. Even the Lego Movie 2 did that, and the Lego Movie 1 did not do that. They did not sacrifice plot and character and emotion. This is why you don't see most of those sequels here. You see them, you don't really see many of them here because nobody likes them. Okay, nobody likes them, and there are animated movies that do have comedic moments, but those ones don't. At least these movies here, most of them at least, don't sacrifice plot for jokes. And yes, and the biggest example of this, and the biggest one that is leading this, is Illumination. All Illumination's movies have the same formula, the same formulaic story. They all are have the same style of animation that is changing animated characters to look like giant sticks than actual characters as well. Let's look at Spies in Disguise, for example. They're using the Illumination story, art style over the Pixar Disney art style, and yes, even DreamWorks art style that has been established. Nope, they're using the Illumination art style, where all characters, no matter how they are, always have the same art style. And 2021, again, like 2019 and 2020, is going to be a horrible year for animated movies. What value is people going to get out of the Boss Baby 2, out of Minions, The Rise of Gru? Yes, it'll be funny the first few times you watch it, but after like the 5th time you watch it, you'll be like, yeah, this movie's not funny. This movie's not funny anymore. And unless it's like a guilty pleasure for you to watch these bad animated movies, then that's why nobody's going to remember the second Lego Movie, or the second Incredibles, as well as the first, or the second. Even Disney's following this formula now. Even Disney, breaks the internet. Incredibles 2, all considered subpar sequels to the original movies. Yes, I may not like the first Incredibles, but the second one is way worse. The Lego Movie 2 is way worse than the Lego Movie 1. And hopefully Spider-Man and Spider-Verse 2 is not like all the other animated sequels where they sacrifice the entire plot and storyline for these jokes that are not funny, that don't make the movie unique or stand out. These jokes have been played so many times into these movies that no one wants to see them. That's why you don't see Minions or any Illumination movie, to be matter, on this list. Because guess what? Illumination is completely left out here. You know why? Because all the movies are cheap and unfunny, except for like the first few except for like probably like 1 or 2 of them. But no one's going to consider Minions one of the greatest animated movies of all time. No one will. And all the ones that are considered good are going to be ignored because of the perception of animated movies. And there we go. That's basically it about this video. And that's why Minions, The Rise of Gru will suck.